Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda. I am a small business owner. My business name is Willow Pip, and I make soap, candles, bath bombs, and body products. For those that don't know, I have a full-time career outside of running this business. So this YouTube channel is very much about balancing that work life and having a successful small business on the side of doing regular life. Today, I wanted to highlight the importance of having a diverse product line. What you see in front of me here are my bath bombs. So last night, the night before, I was making different variations of my bath bombs. These ones are just curing in their drying trays. But I wanted to share a little bit about my journey of expanding my product line over time and provide my insights, my opinions, and recommendations on doing so. I started my business approximately 2.5, 3 years ago. And of course, the staple of my business is soap. So, firstly, I would highly recommend having a staple such as that, whether it's soap, whether it's candles, whether it's bath bombs, but pick something that you want to be, um, your iconic product line, what you're known for, so that when somebody hears the name Willow and Pip, they think soap. And that just gives, from a marketing branding perspective, in my opinion, that gives you a good foundation. So I started making cold process goat's milk soap. That's what I'm known for. Every market, every online appearance, it's soap, 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 soap. However, I quickly realized through the course of attending mostly farmers markets, various craft fairs, and vendor markets, that the more product offerings I put out for purchase, the better my revenue stream was. It's kind of basic when you think about it, but honestly, at first I thought, what if I just did soap and maybe a couple of other product offerings on the side? So my recommendation is to have a few product offerings. Of course, when you first start, you do need to start, small, test and see how those product offerings go. So for me, I started offering bath bombs fairly early in my business, but I would say I didn't really perfect them maybe until about a year ago. And what I mean by that is, when I started my small business, early days, I actually didn't only offer bath and body products that only had essential oils and natural clay and botanicals. I did both. And so I was still very much feeling out, what worked, what didn't. And I don't regret that, but because it's how I was able to refine my current product offering, where I now only offer, the all natural line, meaning I only have essential oils or natural clays and botanicals that make any of my colorants. Um, and that I only came to that realization through offering the two different kinds. So there's nothing wrong with that. However, I was able to refine my product offering here, and I would say now to a really high quality bath bomb. Because of that, customers purchase, repurchase, so they're very successful. But also from a bottom line, because I've really honed in my product offering. So right now I offer 4 different types of bath bombs on a consistent basis. I can, scale up my raw ingredients. So behind me, I have, boxes and boxes of cornstarch, boxes and boxes of baking soda. I have, fairly large bags of like red French clay, of calendula petals, of rose petals. And because I know they sell, I can buy in bigger bulk, and then my cost per item goes down. And then also from a customer purchase perspective, they get the consistency. So they know that my rose and clay bath bombs are always going to be the quality, consistency, like they're always going to be the same, and they're always going to be available more or less, unless I, sell out. But when I replenish, it's the same product. So my evolution here came about organically, as it does, I think, when you own a small business. You're going to start out with thousands of dollars of products. You're going to start with that foundation product and slowly build on. I would say the last year with my bath bombs, They have probably, popularity wise, they have exceeded, I would say, the soap. So it's very interesting, and it kind of goes to show, you know, continue down the journey, continue testing and offering and seeing how it goes. So right now, I have shared on some previous videos, and for those that follow, I do attend markets still. I've scaled back my markets because I'm in, you know, receiving more online orders, and I'm in various local shops now, where I find from that work-life balance perspective, I'm about at a sweet spot where I have enough sales coming in, but I don't have to go to those in-person markets quite as much. And although I still love those are the big time suck. Anyhow, I have enough of my bath bombs out there now, so I'm starting to see the consistent sales, and they are now exceeding my sales of my soap. Not quite the candles. Actually, it's very interesting. Candles, especially during candle season in Canada when it's cold, they also, you know, sell quite well. But the bath bombs are very surprising, and so in that they're very popular and they sell extremely well. So if I were to offer some advice to you, I would say give bath bombs a try. I also offer shower steamers, and I'll get some just to show you here. So these are my shower steamers. I haven't put them in their final packaging yet. These are just the shrink wrap version, and I just have a little tag on them so that I can tell the difference, because I have 3 different types of shower steamers that I offer on a consistent basis. So between the shower steamers and the bath bombs, obviously I've expanded, and the shower steamers are more recent than the bath bombs. So I started with the bath bombs and I moved over to the shower steamers, but they, like, I think it's because people like them for gifts. I package them really beautifully as well. I'll show you here as well the bath bomb packaging. So for the bath bombs, I shrink wrap them. Again, I use a biodegradable shrink wrap. So this is actually, you know, if it goes into the landfill, it's going to compost, which is also kind of right on brand for me. So I wanted to show you. So I first wrap them, and then I print these stickers from Sticker Mule, and they're just long, and then I will stick them like a big band around. And so I have different stickers. I'll show you here in a sec. So that bath bomb is there, but here's the Rose and Clay bath bomb. So, you know, I have my logo, I have the name of the bath bomb, I have the ingredients per the Canada label laws, and then I have my contact information, my social media information there on the back. The point being is I've packaged them as well over time, such that now I'm really, really happy with the packaging, which I think is essential to having the sales increase the way that they have. But all that being said, I would highly recommend adding bath bombs and shower steamers, if you can do both, to your product line. Again, people love them. They buy them for gifts. And the bath bombs recently have superseded the sales of my other product categories. So from a revenue perspective, really, really awesome. Now, making bath bombs has not always been my favorite thing to do. I have tried different shapes of bath bomb molds. As you can tell, these ones are really large. These are a 2.75-inch bath bomb. I also tried like a pneumatic press. It was called a bath bomb press, where you hook it up to an air compressor, and then you kind of push 2 buttons, and then it air compresses the mold and the bath bomb mixture together. And I thought that was going to be the slickest thing ever. It was not for me anyway. It was overly complicated, clunky. It was really expensive. So what I do now is just a metal sphere, and I just hand press them. And then I just let them cure for about 2 days, a day minimum, but 2 days is optimum. And now I love them. And I love them because I'm good at them now. I love them because my customers buy a lot of them. I love them because I get really, really great feedback. And I love them because I use them as well. I love baths, but they're just excellent. So If you want to know how to make these bath bombs, I have other videos in the recipe category of my playlist where you actually can make these exact bath bombs. I also have shared my full recipe for my shower steamers. So I've laid it all out for you. If you want to do the same, you're more than welcome. I don't believe in, hiding what I do. I think, all the recipes are out there on the internet anyway, and it's how I've gotten my recipes. So why not share them with yourselves? Anyway, I thought maybe just to share that inspiration with you. It is hard to get there. Offering a new product line is not only about, the trial and error of getting a really consistent product. It's also about, the branding, the marketing, like how you're going to, what labels you're going to use, how you're going to make it look visually appealing, which I would say is just as important as a quality product. But I would recommend doing it. And so I'm kind of overly trying to influence you to do it, specifically bath bombs. They sell really, really, really well. And so give it a try. Let me know in your feedback if you have bath bombs in your product line. What the type of feedback is that you get from any of your customers, or just any other product offering. If you run a soap and candle business, any other products that you've added to your product line that has led to more sales and more success for you. That's it for now, folks. Thank you. Again, if you can like and subscribe, it really helps me grow my YouTube channel, and I'll see you next week.